Hey everybody, this is Mark here. This video is going to be entitled, Is PC Gaming Falling Off? I have to say that because I made a video a couple days ago about the situation with the AI coolers and liquid coolers, companies going out of business. And my video was pretty much, was actually a pair off from Jay's 2 Cents, who actually went into great detail. A manufacturer he used to go to and buy liquid cooling tubes and stuff from a mom and pop place went out of business. You gotta understand, folks, a lot of these liquid cooled tubing areas at one time were actually mom and pop places. You have your Corsairs, your MSIs, and your ASRoCs, and different. These people are getting to the AIO market, but your actual liquid cooled stuff is very hard to find because it's very fine, very fine brand. People want the tubes, they want certain kinds, and you cut and measure them. I saw a company, AVA AVA Direct. You can go down there and check them out. They'll have, I do believe, cases built with the cooling in mind. Meanwhile, it's like $4 or $5 grand. That's a lot of money. Now, granted, I'm not being, and I mean, I ain't being sponsored by them, but I'm saying that because if you're into liquid cooling, tube cooling, that's probably the way to go. Because right now, manufacturers are probably going to be going into AIOs, all-in-ones, or going to air cooling. Corsair made a comment a couple months ago going back to air cooling and AIOs only, because right now the market is drying up. And it brings us to the latest video today. Is PC gaming falling off? Are people finally getting enough of the overpricing of all these materials? You can find a good graphics card, a good case, good RAM, good processor, good motherboard. But if the motherboard has issues, like the ASRoC, or the Intel 14 Gen you bought fries up, or has a voltage issue that causes it to fry, you just wasted a lot of money. And gamers today are not going to sit there and spend $400 or $500, $600 on a CPU that fries, because the voltage is just out of whack, because Intel didn't field test them long enough or stress test them long enough to make sure they actually damn well work. And that right there, I think, is probably the biggest problem of all time. Not understanding the market or not caring. I think more Intel just doesn't care. AMD in the same boat too as well. Okay? AMD is in the same boat too as well with Intel in this one, as well as Corsair and ASRoC and Asus and a lot of these ones here. People have bought cheaper AIOs, for example, from MSI or Corsair, and within a year it had a leaking tube or an issue with the pump dying, or so everything has has a fail rate. I'm discussing real serious fail rates. I mean, fail rates that are just so hard to understand that it breaks all logic. That when you go out and buy PC parts and stuff, you spend like $1,000. Your gaming rig may or may not last a year because your 14900K may just totally angle work today and just bites the big one, or your power supply starts sparking. It's like Gaming Nexus had a lot of tests on theirs, cheap ones and good ones. I think Corsair had a couple of ones. I think Asus had a couple ones, and I don't know if MSI had any or not though. But let's throw them in or two for all for hell, for shits and giggles. Like I said, for shits and giggles, because it does mean a whole lot sometimes though. People do want to know. People do want to know if they buy this PC stuff, it's going to work. And with all the negativity with PC market right now, is it safe to buy in 2024? I have to say yes. It's safe to buy a gaming rig, a pre-built, or build your own. Now, with the pre-built, I will probably be a little more cautious, only because of the fact that may not be knowing for sure if they're stress testing or not. Now, I heard with the I know Gaming Nexus talked about, and even Toasty Bros, some pre-builts that had a 14th gen CPUs were actually a little under voltage a little bit, probably because of the issue with the voltage issue. And you can change that in the BIOS. And it's more of a BIOS update kind of thing, changing the BIOS. So those I would not mess with. I will not mess with anything that pre-built right now. I would not mess with an i5, i7, i9, 14, 13 gen right now. I would probably go with a 5900X, 12 gen 900 KS. You still get the Intel with all you love and all the AMD with all you love. But I would go with probably something a little more last gen that's been field tested a lot, like 13th, like the 12th gen. 13th gen is a little bit risking it. If you go 1600 and below, you should be all right. But I would say probably 12, 900 KS is probably highest you want to go. Lowest you want to go is probably 900 KS, 1200. Lowest you want to go is 600K. And just make sure that everything's checked. But still, that situation at hand though, it needs to be addressed. That right there is needs to be addressed. That you have to have that type of stuff. You have to have that understanding that you're buying this thing that may not work 100%. And I think that's probably a problem a lot of people don't understand. Like how this can be. This thing is brand new. Being brand new, especially in tech world, doesn't always mean it's going to work 100%. How many processors have had problems with AMD and Intel? Probably a dozen. We can probably count our hands, maybe more. Probably 10 or 15, probably 10, 5 or 10, probably all your fingers, maybe a couple of your toes. You can probably count. So yeah, all these had problems. Why is that? Because they've rushed to the market. They don't stress test them. And that's right there, I think the biggest problem to it there too as well, is they don't stress test it. They don't try to but put the best foot forward, if you will. They do the half-ass in one year out the other nonsense, where they'll go, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this, but we're not going to do this, this, and this. Okay, we're going to do this, this, and this, but we're not going to do this, this, and this. And they don't stress test them anymore because they got to rush them out, like games nowadays. But these are processors and graphics cards and RAM sticks and motherboards. So I think people are getting fed up. A lot of PC gamers are getting fed up. Even new ones get fed up and going back to the Xboxes and PlayStation. Even though going back to that stuff is pretty much a guaranteed death sentence because you got to buy a new console every 2 months, every 2 years anyway. Like the PS5 Pro coming out this year, next year. The Xbox is gonna have a new Xbox coming out, a reversion coming out eventually. So you're gonna check out $500 more just to have the latest and greatest console. Where if you got PC, yes, my 5800X3D is weaker than the 7800X3D by far, but it's still, it still gives me what I love. It still gives me good frame rates. It still gives me, good processing power. 8 core, 16 threads, still rocking it out. I'm a 3070, prime example. Yes, 8 cores and 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Good CUDA cores, good power. Still a decent card. People still love that card. People that have one still love that card. Why? Because the card has what people want. That being said, is it good for people to try to get the latest and greatest? No. I think it's time for people to understand uh, what they're doing and what they want. Okay? You can say, you know, I want the latest and greatest of this card here. I want the latest and greatest of this card. Or RAM or processor. But if you look on TV or look on Gaming Nexus or Jay's 2 Cents and even on TV, and it says all these problems happening where the chip manufacturer having trouble and the dies aren't working. Granted, I get 5500X 3D coming out. I think it's 6 core, 12 threads from Ryzen 5. It's still 5800X 3D. Ones that didn't make the cut are actually the ones are being remade in 5500X 3Ds. It's kind of funny to me that they're still doing AM4 stuff. So I think PC gaming is here to stay. But you really got to understand that people are not going to be buying PC pre-builds right now for a while. I think the pre-built market may slow down a little bit with the problem with the 14th gen, 13th gen right now for a short time until they get the BIOS updates going. Then once you plug your system in, then you can probably download the update to your pre-built rig, and then they'll fix it, not a big deal. But right now, I would hold off buying pre-built. If you're building yourself, there's workarounds. Okay? You can get a good 4th gen, good AM4 or good AM5 system out there. So, but all you have to do though is just try to understand that you're going to have to spend some money on that. And I think that people need to understand that more. Need to understand that more. That the 13th, 14th gen are good, but if you can get away with 12th gen, you're fine. So don't let everybody scare you and say, well, you don't understand the 14th gen, 12th gen, it's going to cause chaos for Intel. No. You might have some people out there who are going to circle the wagons and I'm waving that flag saying, oh my God, it's all over. NVIDIA or AMD or Intel's done. Their cards, their graphics cards, their processors, their RAM sticks are all dead. Oh my God, those people are always going to exist. What you can do, say, okay, let's be reasonable. Do you want AM4 or AM5? And that's it. And you pick and choose what you want. If you go AM4, you have longevity of a lot of stuff to choose from. AM5 is building up a little more. So I think, guys, don't worry about what people are saying. Just worry about what you want and what you see. Because what I see may not be what you see. Okay? Everybody's different. Everybody has their different opinion when it comes to the pre-built market and the regular. But I think more goes toward pre-built than anything else. Because you can buy decent graphics cards, decent RAM, and stuff without having to spend a lot of money. You had to know where to look, used or new. So guys, I'm gonna make another video tonight. It's gonna storm my hair a little bit. I'm in my car, so I'm gonna get out of here before the storm hits. Pretty bad, but yeah, I'm at the Governor Square Mall. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Be safe.